What's up? I'm Money Green. Welcome back. Look, let's get right into it. Meghan Thee Stallion. She has a problem with her record label, 1501. Carl Crawford from he played baseball. Professional baseball player. Pretty good player. Also had a baby with Evelyn Lozada from Basketball Wives, Football Wives, one of them wives. I think it was Basketball Wives. And baseball player crept in there and got a little bit something. Made a baby or whatever. But check this out. Meghan says, look here. We had to do some things. So, I've been reading some blogs and listening to some people chit chat and comment. And people got it wrong. People saying that Jay-Z and them coming in here and trying to snatch Carl Crawford's artists and all this kind of stuff. That's not how it's going. That's not what it's about. All right, I'm gonna break it down. Y'all want me to break it down like for real? I'm gonna break this all the way down. We're gonna get to Jay-Z later. We're gonna get to Carl Crawford later. Let's start. And then I'm gonna get to who the real person is behind everything that's making things work. And it's not Jay-Z, and it's not Carl Crawford, and it's not Meghan Thee Stallion. I'm gonna break all this down. So, Meghan Thee Stallion signed a deal with Carl Crawford, 1501 record label, based out of Houston. I believe she's a Houston girl. Got some nice Houston people, Carl Crawford, Beyonce. So Houston does its thing. Houston represents. Who else down there? Underground Kings, Pimp C, Bun B, Flip, Lil Flip. So they've been doing their thing for a long time. Now, Meghan signed a deal, and they said she got $10,000 advance or whatever. Now, she also got a new artist deal. So new artist deals usually aren't pretty good for the artist, all right? And that's because the label has to protect itself. So the label is taking a gamble on people. All right, we're going to put this amount of money in here. We need to get all this back, whatever, because we had to cover ourselves just in case you don't pan out. All right, and that's cool. 100% that's cool. I don't care if she got an advance at all. It's cool for her to get a starter's deal. Now here's the issue. When a person has you know what? We're going to talk in Carl Crawford terms because he's a professional, or he was a professional baseball player. So he knows how this works. Same thing works in baseball, works in football, can work in music. If you do not like your contract, you can approach the people you had the contract with and ask to renegotiate the terms of the contract. Now, in business, and we're going to talk sports since Carl Crawford is a sports guy, sports and music. Who did it recently? Ezekiel Elliott did it recently for the Dallas Cowboys. He did it last summer. He did not like his contract, so he held out, meaning I'm not going to come to any more team functions, no practices, no meetings until I get a new contract. That's what Meghan Thee Stallion is doing, and Carl Crawford knows this. Now, here's the deal right here. And I don't care, especially music, when an artist lives up to his contract or her contract, cool. When an artist underperforms and doesn't live up to the contract, what does that record label do? Cut them. They drop that artist from the label. You always see artists being dropped by their label because they didn't live up to the contract. They didn't live up to the terms. They weren't selling enough. They didn't represent the label well or whatever. And basically they're saying, we're not making any money off of you, or you're causing too much trouble. We don't need you. Now, what happens when an artist exceeds the contract or overperforms or outperforms the terms of the contract? That artist is supposed to be rewarded. They should. So Meghan has every right to approach Carl Crawford and say, look here, we need to renegotiate this. Now, here's the issue right here. Carl Crawford is saying a deal is a deal. This is what you signed. You need to do this. That's not the best approach right here. And I'm going to tell you why. Carl Crawford, small label, independent label, and then he hooked up with 300 Entertainment, another independent label. So both of them are reaching into Meghan's money pot. Meghan was getting 40% out the deal. And people say, that's great. She gets 40%. She's not owning her masters. That's number one. Number two, out of that 40%, she has to pay all of her expenses. Videos, food, travel, everything. So that 40% doesn't look so good. Meanwhile, that 60% is untouched and it goes straight to Carl. Yeah, tell me if that's a good deal, especially for somebody on her level. Now, she has blown up so much that she's the number one rapper in that sex, you know what I'm saying, that sex category, that, you know, rap about sex and doing this and dominating men and everything. She's number one there. Now, it was made popular by Little Kim, and then Foxy Brown right next to it. Then you had Trina took over, and as a matter of fact, and then Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. But Megan Thee Stallion, her style comes more from the Trina category, because her style is a lot like Trina style. And people talking about Jay-Z did this and Carl Crawford's mad and everybody know Rock Nation, they do this to artists and they try to snatch people to that. This has nothing to do with that. You know why? Rock Nation is not trying to snatch Megan Thee Stallion, because Rock Nation is management. It's not a label. Did you hear it? Megan Thee Stallion has representation through Rock Nation. She signed a management deal with Rock Nation, not a label deal. There's a difference. So your manager is supposed to do what? Look over all your contracts and make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you understand this, make sure you understand that. So in that aspect, Rock Nation is 100% doing the right thing. 1501, Carl Crawford, they caught a new artist who didn't know much and who was hyped to sign and eager to sign and happy that someone's taking a chance on her, and she gets this $10,000 check or whatever, more money than she's probably ever seen in the check. And she signs a deal, naive. But now that she has some experience, now that she's out here in the industry, you know, maneuvering and learning here and there, and then she links up with Rock Nation and they tell her what's what, now the wool has been pulled over her eyes, or she's overperformed her contract. You can look at it either way you want to. She's smarter now, or she overperformed or outperformed her contract. Either way you look at it, she deserves a new contract. But they didn't say leave her label. The statement says renegotiate the terms, so she'll stay on that label. Now, how can this benefit Carl Crawford? If he were to renegotiate the terms and still make it a win-win, he can still make his money, maybe a smaller percentage, or the expenses come out of a bigger pot than just her 40%. Whatever the terms are that they want to renegotiate, it's definitely going to be more money that goes into Megan's pocket. However, this is how it would benefit Carl Crawford. He would get a smaller percentage out of a bigger pot of money. Think about that. So you make 60% of $1 million. We're just going to throw the term $1 million out there, $1 million out there that Megan brings in. He gets 60%, which is $600,000. Megan gets what's left of the 40% after she pays management, record label. Okay, you got 300 entertainment, travel, video, production costs. She's paying for producers and all that kind of stuff. Then she gets that money. Now, if he's getting 60% of that, Carl Crawford, what if he were to renegotiate things and say he gets 40%? And this is just me throwing things out there. Say he gets 40% of 10 million. All right? In other words, more money will be coming in. So if he gets a smaller percentage, he's getting more money because it's a bigger pie or a bigger share that's coming in. And he opens himself up to some better business negotiations and contacts, as opposed to just going, head to head and butting heads with people. No, sometimes you smooth things out. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't need all these lawyers. I tell you what, you bring one lawyer, I bring one lawyer, bring your management, and we sit in a room or whatever, and we discuss things. and we work this out amicably. I'll be throwing some words out there some of y'all ain't ready for. So, on the real, it's too much talking going on. Too much talking on social media. If Carl Crawford is a true businessman, then he's going to get behind the scenes, talk to Meghan, have his representation and everything. They meet up. All it takes is one manager per team. And they hash things out. But the way he's going at it, butting heads and trying to go to war and putting all this stuff out there publicly, I'll tell y'all who he's starting to look like. Carl Crawford is looking just like Baby. Remember, Lil Wayne had an issue with Baby or his record label, Cash Money, and couldn't release an album for years. It was like 4, 5, 6 years. He couldn't release anything. Him and Baby going at it. And Baby said, I'm shutting you down, player. You signed this deal, here's what you get. Meanwhile, Lil Wayne got financial problems. He's missing out on money. The IRS is after him. They all up in his pocket. Oh, by the way, who helped him out at that moment? Who came to Lil Wayne's rescue? Helped him with them taxes. Speak up. Speak up. This guy named Jay-Z. The big bad wolf that people are making him out to be with this deal. I told y'all he's not the one behind all this. So, Carl Crawford shouldn't look like Baby, but he is. And as long as you have new artists who want to get signed and they want that quick money, or they just want to get the name out there and they start getting desperate and they're real hungry, he's going to have somebody else to step into Meghan's place if Meghan were to leave, even though she just said she wants to renegotiate a contract and the terms. She doesn't want to leave the label. So, let's get off of Lil Wayne and Baby and all that. I don't even know how we got there. But yeah, Carl Crawford is starting to look like them. You heard me? So, who's the person behind all this? Her manager, T. Ferris. Yes, he's the middleman. There's somebody in between Meghan, 1501, and Roc Nation. It's T. Ferris. T. Ferris is working as Megan Thee Stallion's manager. And T. Ferris said, you know what? We can get you more exposure, more notoriety, more brains, more intelligence behind everything you do over here at Roc Nation. So let's go meet with Jay-Z and Roc Nation and let's see if we can work something out. T. Ferris is the person. So when you hear Carl Crawford talking about loyalty and people going behind his back, he's not talking about Megan Thee Stallion. He's talking about T. Ferris, because he and T. Ferris were working together with Meghan. You know what I'm saying? And then T. Ferris told Carl Crawford, look here, I'm going to go over here and holler at Roc Nation real quick. No, we cool. You ain't got to come. Nah, we got this. And next thing you know, she signs a deal, a management deal, not a label deal. Got to reiterate that because some people aren't listening. Jay-Z trying to step. It's a management deal. Management, totally different from the label. So, what I would do in this situation, if I was Carl Crawford, give her a better deal since she blew up and she's the best in that category. Yeah, because Nicki Minaj hasn't been, you know what I'm saying, doing a whole bunch lately. Cardi B is super hot, but Meghan is right there. She's actually a better rapper than Cardi, but Cardi's name is bigger because of Love and Hip Hop and all the wild stuff she does and says, and she got the bomb personality. So that's always going to put her up there. But Meghan, lyrically and performances and that body, she's a little better than Cardi. But Cardi got a better story. Cardi got that story knocked out, and she got the Migos, she got a nice, and the new baby, used X-Strip and all that. She got it down. But the best female rapper, we all know is Rhapsody. Y'all don't know about Rhapsody? That's the best female rapper, woman rapper, for those of you who say that you don't call us females. Rhapsody, y'all check out her last 2 albums. She just destroys everybody. She's actually better than probably 99.9% of all the men. I'm going to put her up against somebody, you compare her to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. For real. Or Drake if y'all like Drake. Drake is more pop, but you know, he does his thing. But we ain't getting all that, because I ain't going to debate with y'all on that. Nevertheless, Megan Thee Stallion, making the right moves. For real. Because I did the same thing. And hopefully they work all this out and stop all this social media BS. And come out on social media shaking hands saying everything is squashed, it was just a misunderstanding, everything's cool now. But give the woman her money. Give Megan Thee Stallion her money. Don't be sexist, don't be misogynist saying if F that B. I was looking at some of the comments. F that B, just like a woman. Turn her back on the man. No. Pay her her money. Don't say she wouldn't be nothing without Carl Crawford. No, she was something before him. He's just the one that got to her quicker because there were other labels trying to get at her. And probably her and the mother was saying, well, he's local. Just look out for him. You know what I'm saying? He's Houston based. We can probably trust him or whatever. That's probably what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Because them other labels were coming. And you know it. And she was going to get to a good manager eventually. But other labels were knocking at her door. Actually, there's some who came out and said they were knocking at her door. And they sent her information or phone calls or emails or DMs and just never got a return DM or text or telephone call or whatever. But this one was going to blow up either way. Carl Crawford just got to her first. And he got to her on Instagram. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, they came to him. But nevertheless, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Things been real hectic lately. But I'm still going. Because my DM's been off the hook. But there ain't been no real big checks in there. So we going to keep it moving. Money Green, talk to me. Make money, money, go shopping. Soon another video will be dropping.